couple lessons I learned in the Army were you move to the sound of gunfire. And the most important step in the troop leading procedures is to supervise the execution of your orders. When Americans were fighting for their lives in Benghazi, Barack Obama did neither. He sent no quick reaction force, and he didn't even stay in the Situation Room to supervise the execution of his orders.
Well, that was Congressman Tom Cotton blasting Democrats for expressing what he says is fake outrage and claiming Republicans are politicizing Benghazi. Arkansas Congressman Tom Cotton, kind enough to join us live. Congressman, you know, a lot of people are saying that there's no more questions, this is done, we have all these investigations. You still have questions, especially when it comes to saving those in the middle of a firefight that lasted 8 hours.
Brian, it's great to be on with you. There are still a lot of questions. That's why we need this select committee. We just learned 2 weeks ago that the White House continues to stonewall. They had produced new emails that should have been produced up to 18 months ago. That's why we created a select committee in the House to get to the bottom of these questions, both about what happened before and after the attacks. But as a former soldier myself, I particularly want to know what happened during the attacks. Why didn't the president send reinforcements from Tripoli or from our fleet in the Mediterranean Sea or even from Italy? We now know that perhaps those reinforcements might not have reached Benghazi in time, but I, on several occasions in Iraq, took my men out as a quick reaction force because you just don't know how long a firefight is going to last whenever you're sending reinforcements to begin with.
Right. We have a brigadier general say we should have tried. We should have done something. And Republican Buck McKeon saying, yeah, I looked at everything. We really couldn't have done anything. Where do you stand?
Well, Brian, I mean, that's a question in retrospect for where our assets were positioned and whether they should have been positioned in those places. And that's why one reason why we need to have this select committee, so we can ensure that our assets are in the right places. But the military has been very forthcoming over the last 20 months in this inquiry. The military and the Pentagon have answered all the questions of congressional committees and produced documents. It's the State Department and the White House that have continued to stonewall, and that's why this select committee was necessary.
Does it bother you that the president seemingly did not get to the Situation Room?
It's very troubling, Brian. He had a pre-planned meeting with the Secretary of Defense. He had a call that night with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel about a potential campaign issue, and then he spoke again with Hillary Clinton. Why was he not in the Situation Room supervising the execution of his orders? He has stated that he ordered his chain of command to provide all necessary resources needed. Well, that's a very vague and general order. He needs to be there asking questions about where those assets are and are they en route and getting updates, not just worried about political campaign issues or sitting in the residence.
Right. And, Congressman, you're in a virtual dead heat with the sitting Senator Pryor. What's going to be the difference down the stretch?
Brian, in Arkansas, I think most Arkansans are ready to elect a conservative senator who's not just going to be a rubber stamp for the Obama agenda, voting with Barack Obama 93% of the time and casting the decisive vote for Obamacare.
All right. Congressman Tom Cotton, a veteran of the armed forces, speaking out about what bothers him about Benghazi. Thanks so much, Congressman.
Thanks, Brian.